Frankie, are you a good citizen?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out if these Macs are good citizens today on BoxMac.
You ever heard of this brand ever?
Never. They are USDA organic. We got a shells and white cheddar. We've got a whole wheat, and we've also got a whole wheat shells and white cheddar. So basically, you can pick the attributes, whole wheat and shells, and mix them.
Semolina milled in Arizona.
Why would you mill anything in Arizona? You can't grow anything there.
That's a good point. Organic desert durum semolina flour. Right.
So this is like all from the deserts of the United States?
Yeah. Traditional bronze dye on the pasta.
Well, that's a good thing. We know that bronze dyes are the best way to go.
because it gives a coarse texture to hold the sauce better.
That's right.
Says it.
Yeah. I was like, wow, Frank is really up to date on bronze dyes.
And then finally, Nina's favorite, pasture-fed cows. And the cows love it too.
I mean, I'm not sure they love it, but they like it more than their normal treatment. There was this famous woman, and I can't think of her name right now.
Harriet Tubman.
Temple Grandin.
Temple Grandin. Nina is good. She was autistic, and she developed all these great techniques for improving the stress level that cows face during slaughter. She did make improvements to make it much less stressful for them and much more efficient for the handlers, guiding them very carefully along paths that were free of distractions so they don't get stressed out. There's no like scrambling. There's no,
It's really haunting though, just to think of myself like being real calm and then dead. Can you imagine I'm just sitting here making BoxMac, relaxed, dead.
So my whole life was just a setup, you know, for my eventual slaughter.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to make all 4 today?
I mean, I'm contractually obligated to, because what are we gonna make 3? My kitchen marker has gone missing. Do you happen to have a Sharpie on you?
No, I have a normal pen. I used to carry around a Sharpie, but my life changed. I have a pen from Adobe.
It's a nice looking pasta. Clearly it is bronze dye.
So it's like a way to get that ridged thing without ridges.
Exactly.
I see you still have the sodium citrate out.
I do.
Have you been using it?
I have been. I just made some macaroni and cheese the other night. I actually made it with a roux, but I added some of that in so that when I reheated it, it would reheat beautifully, and it did.
Holy.
Worked wonderful.
Nina used to be a real angel and make me mac and cheese. Normally, when she reheated it, she would put in some earth balance or some butter.
And that definitely helps, but that helped even more.
No, I think that's that's where it's at. You like them small like that? You're okay with that?
I think they'll cook up nice. They got really nice ridging on them.
When the shells are small, it somehow feels like I'm kind of like eating too much of it at once.
Yeah, I can understand
One
that.
spoonful. I remember on the unboxing we talked about how this had kind of a Soviet invocation.
This is somewhat communist, like good citizens eat this. It's also sort of bleak.
It kind of does. Good citizen, be good citizen.
Yeah, attend to your labor. Nina watched that Chernobyl show, you know?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, you watched it too?
Oh, I love that show.
She went down a rabbit hole. She started reading all the wikis and the podcasts.
I bought the books. I read like the logs from the computer system.
Oh yeah, I was always kind of fascinated with Chernobyl in general. I think it's a marvelous example of failure.
Can our systems fail this hard?
Yes.
You and I both work in technology, for instance.
Yep.
And there's always kind of this back of the mind, even in our small business operations.
Yeah, like
It's like, well, if he leaves, or, you know, well, but what if, like, we don't learn the new system well enough? What if somebody who's grossly incompetent does this?
Yes.
We're always thinking about that sort of thing and trying to protect against that sort of thing. And you always assume that on a massive scale, especially when lives are at stake.
yeah, there's controls in place,
Yeah.
and in actuality, there might not be. It would have released so much more radiation and been so much more devastating had they not done a couple things. Like it could have gotten into the groundwater really bad.
Fukushima?
Yeah, that's another interesting study in failure. Not quite as catastrophic, but still quite bad.
They had to cool it by, like, just dumping ocean water on it or
Yes,
something.
that's like the last resort.
Yeah, right.
And that means that everything starts to corrode the minute the seawater gets in there, so it's non-recoverable at that point. That's a one-way decision.
They actually don't have the level of containment right now that Chernobyl does.
No, they don't.
You enjoy YouTube channels that are about abandoned places.
Oh, I do, very much so.
So you guys would really get along well. I don't know if you've met each other.
Oh, yeah, we have met once or twice.
Yeah, she would watch, like, you know, just some YouTuber who showed up to Chernobyl.
Yeah.
With a camera. If the guy shoots for an unedited hour, Nina watches for an unedited hour.
Oh, yeah.
What are the ones you like? What have you seen? You know, abandoned amusement parks, malls.
There's one YouTube channel called The Proper People, and I think that they go to some incredible locations. They're doing a series on Detroit right now. They're a little late to Detroit.
We kind of do it with John's Cart. It's just that normally the places aren't closed
The
yet.
places aren't closed yet. Just give it a little time. They will be.
Apex was probably like the closest thing.
To close that we could possibly get.
Till Chernobyl.
Closed. Yeah, till Chernobyl.
No one comes here except for the babushkas that still work here. Nina told me that on the podcast they said something like, Chernobyl is the kind of problem that like only the corrupt Soviet Union could create.
Yep.
And only the corrupt Soviet Union could really solve.
Yes. Want to try out some noodles, Frankie? See how we're doing?
Wow, you think we're already there?
I think we're getting close.
I think it could be there.
I think it could be beef.
We gotta have plates for our mac and cheese, you know.
Take your time, take your time.
Take your time, take your time. But rush. But rush. Imagine if there was a Chernobyl the musical. It's only 3.6. It's not so great, but it's not so bad.
Ooh, it's not so great, but it's not so bad could be
Yeah.
a first act song. Because you could have a lot of people of differing opinions, like people who are much more concerned, people who are much less concerned.
I think it's bad. It's not so bad.
But he keeps saying that it's not so bad. You know,
It's only 3.6.
I'm not sure that it's 3.6, not so bad. And then Chernobyl the musical could be live on NBC, and Christopher Walken could play Captain Hook. And forget his lines.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that clip?
No.
Christopher Walken played Captain Hook on live television.
Yep.
And I think that they meant to cast Christopher Walken from 30 years ago. And there's a scene where he's sitting. He's surrounded by like musical theater players, all of whom are much more competent. And he's like, Peter Pan has a mother. Oh.
Peter Pan has found a mother. Oh, yeah.
They're just like improving around him to try to prompt the next line.
Yeah.
They're like, it's nice to have a mother.
It's nice to have a mother.
You can hear it very subtly. Somebody goes, the game is up. And he stands up very slowly. And he goes, oh, the game is up.
The game is up.
If ever the day is going badly, you just look up Christopher Walken going, Peter Pan has, oh, a mother. That's just Christopher Walken forgetting his lines.
Okay.
It's a specific impression. Peter Pan has a mother. Should we address the elephant in the room?
Me?
No. Occasionally people will be like, yo, you don't do BoxMac a lot. Are you gonna stop doing BoxMac?
No, we're not gonna stop.
This year we wanted to do more things.
Yeah, different things.
John's Nest was a big undertaking.
It was. And I
And-
hope everybody enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it.
There's multiple ways of consuming it.
Yeah.
There's per episode.
Yep.
There's all episodes combined into one giant documentary.
I very much like that version. I saw that.
A 2.5 hour version. And what it is I cut it without intros or outros.
Yep.
So it just flows.
It's very nice.
Or you can go to the Clips channel and watch just little 1 to 2 minute clips.
Yeah.
So for every single item in John's collection, it gets its own clip.
Yeah, that's really cool.
John's Nest, the whole bloody affair.
Is that what it's called?
That's what Nina and I call it in the house.
I like it.
Tarantino apparently has a cut of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 as one movie and calls it the whole bloody affair.
I see.
And of course all the sequences are reordered because you would do. But Tarantino's become the guy who like wants to recut all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Like Hateful Eight is now, I guess, like a series on Netflix or something. Death Proof, the standalone movie versus Death Proof, the one that plays as a double feature. The guy has like 2 versions of every movie.
All right, you want to serve us up, Frankie?
You got like a white, an orange, a brown, and a brown. So should we start with the one that looks yummiest, the orange?
Yes, let's do it. The cheese is gritty.
It's got that kind of like unappealing thing in a lot of cheeses where it's like, it already tastes reheated.
Yeah. Yeah, the pasta's even not that great. I don't really care for it.
No, it's not good.
Let's try the white shells.
There's like no cheese flavor there.
Very little. It's not terrible. It's like a dusting of cheese.
I taste more butter than cheese, by
Yeah.
far.
These are both low butter, too. They're 2.5 tablespoons.
Yeah, wow. There's like no cheese there.
Very, very little.
All right, on to the pink brown shells.
Very whole wheaty taste.
So go from the last one, no cheese at all, to just like
This
full
just
on.
tastes like I'm eating a piece of whole wheat bread.
It is
This
not
my
good.
choice.
Yeah. What if a restaurant served one of these as the side,
I'd send it back.
and you thought that you were gonna get mac and cheese?
Yeah, I'd send it back.
Would you?
No question. Maybe I'd allow the white shells and cheddar.
Let's try the elbows, the brown elbows. Perhaps the worst of all.
Yeah, perhaps the worst of all. Because at least the shell pasta is okay. A big disappointment, really.
Speaking of sending things back, I had an episode at a cafe.
Yep.
I don't normally like to send things back or be like, give me something free. I wanted a peanut butter chocolate smoothie.
Okay.
It was at the place where in Boxdemic, we used it as an exterior.
Oh, yeah.
They said, it's a protein shake. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
And I was like, I guess. Now I regret being like, yeah, just don't do the protein powder. So they served it to me and it was that like, it just tasted like both nothing and like some kind of like gritty protein powder.
Ugh.
There was no peanut butter or chocolate taste.
Really?
Maybe very faint.
Yeah.
It was huge and it was like $5. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
Yeah.
Truly. So I was walking around just hating it. Nina was like, well, want me to run in and ask them to like put more chocolate in it or
Yeah.
something at the very least? And so she did, and it didn't make a lick of difference.
Well, Frankie, overall, those Macs were not a very good citizen.
Don't buy them ever. What do you got coming up?
Well, Frankie, next time we've got,
You forgot.
I forgot, I had to look around, something that's very complimentary, but I'll keep you in suspense until then. Next time on BoxMac.
They found a mother. Whew.
It's nice to have a mother.
Peter Pan has found a mother.